It begins with a few simple notes. Soon it starts to build.
Nice work if you can get it, and you can get it if you try.
You compose your thoughts, collaborate with others, orchestrate ideas,
But ask for anything more.
and establish a rhythm that drives you and your company to create and stimulate the changing face of business.
Nice work if you can get it, and if you get it, won't you tell me how?
The Greater Miami Chamber of Commerce presents the 1998 Cutting Edge Award to honor the visionaries of our thriving business community. This award is made possible through the generous support of Bank Atlantic, Grant Thornton Accountants and Management Consultants, Greenberg Traurig Attorneys at Law, MCI, Nova Southeastern University School of Business and Entrepreneurship, the South Florida Business Journal, and Thomas W. Ruff & Company Business Interiors. From 65 applicants, 13 exceptional companies were chosen to be honored as cutting-edge finalists according to the award criteria. Each of these companies have demonstrated exceptional growth rate and revenues, the incorporation of niche marketing as a means of success, a strong, decisive management team with dedicated owners, empowerment of associates to deliver excellence, and the demonstration of innovation within their industry. Of the 13 finalists, the highest-ranking companies were chosen by an esteemed panel of judges. We now present profiles of the 3 top-ranking honorees for the 1998 Cutting Edge Award.
Nice work if you can get it, and if you get it, won't you tell me how?
At first glance, it may be a little difficult to grasp the basis of Citrix systems. But take a closer look, and it's evident that this technology-driven company is at the leading edge of an industry that will shape the future of computing.
Our software really caters to the needs of a large corporate environment where we don't build a word processor, we don't build a spreadsheet or a presentation package or a graphics package, but we build the system software that allows you to take all of those packages and deploy them and deliver them to every user you have in the enterprise, and do it in a very low-cost way and do it really fast.
Some might view thin client server technology as bringing computing back full circle, reminiscent of the huge mainframes of the past.
Well, a lot of people think this is sort of a back to the future kind of idea, and in some ways it is. You get all of the graphical applications, thousands of applications that you find in a Windows environment, but you get to run them in a highly cost-effective way, the way a host environment works.
Citrix makes its worldwide headquarters in Fort Lauderdale. Since 1989, when the company was founded, they have quickly become the pace setter and world leader in their industry. Currently, over 3,000 companies make use of their WinFrame software. Their recent growth surge has rekindled a vision of a burgeoning Silicon Beach in South Florida. In 1997, Bloomberg ranked Citrix 7th in South Florida's top 100 publicly held companies. But its brief history has seen its share of ups and downs.
Most people think of us as an overnight success, but that's hardly the case. This company has had 2 products completely fail. It's been virtually insolvent twice, but yet the team, the original team, kept working away at the vision that they had. And it's a true credit to the toughness of the underlying core team here.
In mid-1995, Citrix employed around 60 people. By the end of '97, they had over 300 people, both domestically and abroad. Over that same period, revenues soared from around $14 million to almost $124 million.
And then 1997 was also marked with a lot of international growth, where we expanded and opened an operation in Sydney, Australia. We also grew our international sales and marketing team, especially in the European marketplace. So quite a bit of growth, and even this year already we've added about 100 new people since January 1st.
The work environment at their Cypress Creek headquarters is as progressive as their industry. Perks include a gym, a spa, stock options, and a very relaxed dress code. Their motto, no jacket required, just creativity.
People with integrity are seekers of truth. And when you seek truth, you can find the answers to any business problem. So facing problems is important here, getting the truth out, having an open discussion of the issues, and then an open discussion of how we would resolve the business problems. That's how we work here.
Citrix, shaping the landscape of South Florida's Silicon Beach. When Lawrence Mendelsohn and his sons took over the Heico Corporation in 1990, they soon felt a little like they had just bought a ticket to board the Titanic.
We had a lot of problems in Heico. A month before we took over, Heico was sued by Pratt & Whitney, which is one of the largest companies in the world. We had two divisions, which were both, each one was losing a lot of money. One was losing about $1 million a year, the other one was losing about $900,000 a year. And we had to develop a strategy to stop the bleeding on those two divisions, plus how do we turn around a company that has one product and that product is in a general decline, and the experts were predicting that that product would be really out of business like a wagon wheel by the year 2000. So that's how we started.
A native of New York, Lawrence Mendelsohn's background was primarily in real estate and finance. Neither he nor his sons knew a great deal about the industry in which they were now immersed, the design, manufacture, and sales of aerospace and aviation replacement parts. But they were keen businessmen who could look at the industry objectively and develop an aggressive strategy for the company's future.
Within the first 90 days, we sold one of those losing divisions, and then we had to develop a strategy to grow a company which people were predicting had a declining product base. Somebody told me one time, the way you make $1 million is you make $1 and then you do the same thing 1 million times. And I think there's a lot of truth to that. You stick to the basics. We have been very successful in a strategy which is bring in the best possible people that we can. Number two, focus on the development of new parts which add to our product line. So obviously if we have more products to offer our customers, that means that our sales will continue to grow.
In the 8 years since the Mendelsohns have headed up Heico, the company has achieved astounding results. Net sales increased 84% in 1997 to exceed $63 million. Wall Street has been pleased. Heico's share price increased 78% from the end of '96 to the end of '97. In fact, since the new management took over in 1989, the company's share price has increased over 1,400%. And one of their most recent milestones, Lufthansa Technik, which services over 200 major airlines worldwide, entered into a significant strategic alliance with Heico in October of '97.
We're a small company. Our total volume is this year $85–90 million in a market that is a total market of about $5.5 billion. So we're a very small part of an enormous market. So we have a tremendous growth potential and we're taking advantage of it.
The Heico Corporation has become one of the most respected and profitable companies in the aerospace and aviation industries, much to the credit of the Mendelsohns, their business strategies, and management team. Heico, where leadership takes flight. Most Americans take for granted that when an emergency strikes, quality health care is close at hand. But until 1989, thousands of people who traveled from Latin America to the United States seeking life-saving medical treatment were faced with less than ideal circumstances. USA Medical Services has changed all that.
I used to travel Latin America, which I still do. I realized a lot of people were looking for health insurance. But the health insurance that was being sold at the time was very unique because the person that came up from Latin America, first of all, had to find a hospital. He had to find a doctor that could admit him into a hospital. He had to pay first, and then he had to be reimbursed. This just isn't the way to do it. And no one, when you're ill, wants to worry about what hospital is going to take you or what doctor to call. With one telephone call with this USA Medical Services, we do that for you.
USA Medical's parent company, Amedex, pioneered insurance plans designed especially for the upper echelon of Latin America and the Caribbean, who wanted the best medical care available. Amedex soon realized that the best thing they could offer their policyholders, in addition to a superior product, was superior service before, during, and after the treatment of their illness or injury.
USA Medical System is the greatest service when someone gets ill, needs an air ambulance, needs a doctor, needs a hospital, has an emergency anywhere in the world. With one call, there's always a doctor 365 days a year waiting for that call to give you the best medical care. When you go to the hospital, you go in as a VIP. You go in as someone important. It's easy buying an insurance policy. Getting to use it sometimes is very difficult, and we make that very easy to use.
USA Medical Services began with an innovative approach, staffing their Miami headquarters with 20 full-time bilingual doctors. They took innovation one step further in their use of telemedicine, which gives USA Medical the ability to transmit diagnostic images via computer.
Because we have the infrastructure in place, a staff of multilingual doctors, and a network of hospitals and doctors around the world, we have been able to position ourselves as a one-stop shop. So other insurance companies started coming to us and asking if we could service their clientele outside their country of residence. So not only do we provide servicing for the Amedex policyholders, but other insurance companies and financial institutions as well.
Since its initial year, USA Medical has seen a consistent 25% per year growth rate. They now serve more than 1 million people in 40 countries. 1997 revenues surpassed $90 million, and continued growth is inevitable, since it's estimated that they've saturated merely 1% of their potential market. As they continue to grow at an amazing rate, innovation and quality is at the forefront.
And we have a saying, when every second counts, okay, in your life, USA Medical Services is a call to make.
In terms of servicing the insurance industry in Latin America, USA Medical Services has set the standard. The Greater Miami Chamber of Commerce congratulates all the finalists. And now, we recognize this year's top-ranking honorees and the recipient of the 1998 Cutting Edge Award.
And if you get it, I won't you tell me? Please, please tell me. I won't you tell me how?